We're live.
Yay.
Well, that's a relief. I'm just tired of all this fake shit.
That's right. Fire up the AI engine so we don't have to do this anymore.
We are like what is it? 30 days out from House of Asher.
Oh yeah.
And I don't need to tell you, like, I'm looking forward to that.
Bye, Mike.
I am so looking
And
forward
Mike's
to
gone.
that. Oh, I'm gone? Oh crap.
And Mike's. Oh, actually, I think we'll be gone because I mentioned to
you're
Kenny.
gone because you're gonna be watching House of Asher.
Oh yeah,
Oh, yeah.
yeah. I thought you were saying I was like frozen up or whatever.
And we're talking about ending for the year November. Do you want to
say the week? I would almost say the week before Thanksgiving.
Yeah, because or it's the day before Thanksgiving, which is useless.
Do you want to do the 26th? Or you want to do the 19th?
Probably the 19th because the 26th would be a useless podcast.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's a day that people are traveling and shit.
It's useless.
Yeah.
So, and then you're saying that mathematically, having done this podcast for over a decade, that podcasting in December is clown shoes.
It is. It is.
So we're talking first time ever. The long war might take December off.
A hiatus.
Yeah, just December off. Come back in the new year.
Come back in probably the 14th of January. It's looking like 2026.
What's the deal with the?
Are we gonna do a cast live from like Bourbon and Bolters?
Oh
yeah. When is that? That's the 9th. That's that.
Yeah, you
definitely.
Is it the 9th or is it the 16th?
I don't know. Let me go look.
Yeah,
I think it's the 9th.
19th.
Oh, so it's the. Oh, you're right. Yeah, it's the complete week. Wait. Yeah, so we come back. Oh, do you want to come back on the 14th? Because.
Well, why wouldn't we come back on the 7th?
I mean, I guess that would be fun.
And then we should see if we about setting up from Bourbon and Boulders.
On
the 20th.
I mean, if you guys really need a long war in December, I can come on and just fucking rant about bullshit for fucking for an hour.
I don't think we need it, dude. The numbers.
The traffic is insubstantial.
Yeah, it's just, people got other stuff going on, and that's fine.
Oh,
that's
yeah,
respectable.
yeah.
Most shows don't even come on after Thanksgiving.
I will talk about anything. The topic tonight is pre-agrarian, medieval, fucking, I don't know. Whatever.
We're definitely not talking about.
I definitely don't know what I'm talking about. 40K. So,
well, it doesn't matter. It's all going to change Friday, anyways.
Yeah.
GW pulls their next rabbit out of the hat.
I did like their little video that they put for the preview.
Yeah. I like Adam and Eddie.
Yeah, that was cute.
I think they're a very good asset for Games Workshop, and it definitely behooved them to bring them back and put them in the limelight. And I understand that they probably don't want to do it all the time either, because who does? Who wants to always be on? It's a literal Games Workshop's job description. You gotta always be on. Yo, fuck that.
Yeah. Well, I'm looking forward to some new James Workshop content too.
He hasn't been on in a while. I suspect it's another thing we'll never see again, but we'll see.
Oh, it's too bad too, because I liked him. I thought it was genuinely good and it had like a really solid British comedy flavor to it.
Mm-hmm.
Like just the way they treated it and everything. It was cool. Oh well. One more thing.
The winds that changed are blowing.
So we have another 3D printed episode, but this one
I thought it was good because I'm still getting
people ask about this.
This is still a thing.
This is a concern for people. So this is a good topic.
And I did a deep dive on it. So I have the answers.
All right. Won't even bother with the Q&A part. Or maybe let me phrase
There's questions in there that are relevant.
Well, no, I mean, I'm talking about to the chat. I do have
not just Duncan Rhodes. Not just Duncan Rhodes. What's her name? She goes by like Goblin something on Instagram. She was fucking solid.
Mm-hmm.
She was really good.
Peachy too.
Peachy, yeah. And it's like, I will tell you this: I never watched any GW painting videos. I watched hers, and I'll tell you why. And it was because when they showed close-ups of her fingers, they were all fucked up. They had like X-Acto knife marks on them and shit. And I was like, oh, she's legit. She's not some, oh, well, we're just going to put her in here for geek bait. And I'm like, no,
Geek bait.
she's a legit hobbyist. Like, look at her hands.
Yeah.
There's
Like,
definitely a lot of geek bait out there right now.
Yeah.
I like that term.
A whole lot.
Facts. All right, we're set up. I threw a Q&A out
ready
there.
to go.
Guys, feel free to answer that Q&A, and I'll take it into the notes part of the show. Yeah, you talk about Rogue Hobbies on YouTube.
Yeah, that's her. I don't remember names anymore. I'm old. I'm not as old as Kara Quinn. He's older than fucking
Oldest man on the internet.
Yeah. I mean, when Kara Quinn was around, the dinosaurs weren't here. Like, there wasn't multicellular life. I was around when multicellular life came around. So I'm a lot younger than he is.
Couple different, what do they call those?
Meticulous Chaos is just making up words in the chat. I don't know what he's saying.
Oh, the Elgu Saturn
Yeah.
2
He's just making up shit.
to the
I'm convinced he's just making things up.
Grey Knight 3. Your mic is starting to do that thing where it kind of gets a little rough, but it tends to smooth itself out.
This is the XLR one. I think in the future I'm gonna switch to the USB one.
Just a dynamic USB one.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think XLR
Louise,
is kind of.
That's her name, Louise Sugden. Yeah, that's her.
Yeah,
that's her name.
Karakin says he's feeling it tonight. Being old. All right.
Oh no.
Let's start this. We'll start this bitch as soon as Rob's ready.
Well, this is the Long War. I'm Rob Bear, and joining me tonight are my partners in crime, Kenny Boucher and Mike Haspel. What's up, guys?
Yo, Doc, great to be here.
I'm Commander Shepard, and this is my favorite podcast on the Citadel.
well put. I like it. Kenny said that a little too fast. I don't know if it is great to be here for him. Are you under duress, Kenny? Blink one. Blink once.
What's the human trafficking symbol you're supposed to do? You see in the back to him at airports?
Yeah. It's like now that he's married, he's under duress.
Yeah. That's my lady said that shit to me today. She's like, oh, I said something, and she's like, oh, well, that's what happened. I trapped you. You're trapped in here with me now. She hit me with the Rorschach line.
Yep, that's right. That's right. You thought you were in here with me. I'm in here with you.
That's classic. It's funny. So you're wearing your Mass Effect T-shirt, which is obviously one of your favorite franchises of all time.
Yeah. Until the last 5 minutes of Mass Effect 3.
Which is...
I don't think you were the only one.
No.
Pretty well
If you want to hear me rant about that, I do have a podcast episode about that called The Downfall of Mass Effect or something along those lines.
The day I became hella sad.
Oh, dude.
But it's funny. You should try Outer Worlds. So Outer Worlds dropped like a couple years ago during COVID. Obsidian put it out.
Mm-hmm.
It's very Mass Effect-y and Fallout-y because they're the Fallout New Vegas team. And there's like been controversy between them and Bethesda with some kind of like way they licensed the IP and they like lost it. And so there's always been like animosity between the two studios, and many people feel that the New Vegas was the best one.
Mm-hmm.
But they lost their rights to make the game. Well, then later they got bought by Microsoft and were on the Game Pass. It's like 2019. They made a game called Outer Worlds, which is very Fallout-y and Mass Effect-y. And it wasn't a AAA title. You could beat it in like 40 hours. It's really nice, solid game. And then now Microsoft owns everyone, including Bethesda. And so now the excitement is that potentially now that Obsidian and Bethesda are technically the same conglomerate now, we can see potentially a return of Obsidian to the Fallout franchise. But they dropped a game called Avowed, which kind of bombs.
Mm-hmm.
But I think it's because they were working on Outer Worlds 2 the whole time, which just dropped. And
Cool.
I've been playing it, and it's a AAA title now, and it's got way more campaign hours, and it's got a lot of that Mass Effect feel, and like a lot of story, a lot of dialogue.
Mm-hmm.
You can really just like log in and just like get lost in side quests for like an hour or two and feel good about your life.
Yeah, and somebody in the chat, I'm trying to scroll back up, but it doesn't look like I can. They got the meta reference why I'm wearing the N7 today.
It's
It's
Guy
'cause
Fawkes Day.
Today is Guy Fawkes Day, but we don't
Mhm.
record the podcast on N7. So I couldn't wear it on Friday. So I got to
That was
wear
John
it today.
Patrick.
Mm. Yeah, he did.
Good eye, John Patrick. And a couple people in chat are throwing testimonials out for Outer Worlds being amazing.
Outer World. So I'm going to go seek it out.
Yeah, might be good.
Yeah, it's pretty neat.
If you're looking for that old feeling, you know, because for me, I'm looking for the old Fallout feeling. For you, you're looking for the old Mass Effect feeling.
Yeah,
And
there's a new game coming out too, and again, the names are not my strong suit anymore. And it's like it's very Mass Effect-y. Like it has that feel. And a lot of the old creators that left BioWare are working on it. And I can't remember for the life of me what the name of it is, but it looked phenomenal. But I've been actually playing Retro Dawn of War. Like
the remastered.
the remastered. I
Yeah.
freaking love it, man. It's like
It looks really well done.
it's very well done. And it's great to play things and then get to a part that's now become a meme. Like, 20 years later or something, and you're like,
Yeah.
oh, that's where that came from. I didn't even remember that it came from this.
Boxes.
So metal boxes.
Metal boxes.
It's just really tight. It's a lot of fun.
man, it's like, damn, we're old.
Dude.
I saw a meme about that recently.
I put that out there. I was just like cracking my knuckles trying to make my own meme.
Why'd you Photoshop me so hard?
Right? Put so many glam filters on you.
Yeah, seriously. Nobody looks like that.
Yeah. It's upsetting. You look like
It's
actually,
upsetting.
you look like more handsome and more young after 12 years.
How is that possible?
Yeah.
My hair got shorter.
It's preposterous.
It's suspicious. What do they say in Twilight? Remarkably well preserved.
Yeah. You got your little Dorian Gray mini somewhere.
Yeah.
We just don't know.
Tonight we're going to be talking about 3D printing again. Can you play
Yay.
3D printed models in Warhammer 40K tournaments is the real question.
Oh yeah.
Which this comes up every now and then. So I'm throwing down some Q&As in chat, see if we can get something for the end of the show. So let's get this thing going. Oh, and I guess the big announcement we're preparing people for is that we'll be off the air in December.
Yeah, and the week of Thanksgiving in December, I think.
So yeah, we're just gonna take the December off this year, so we don't, try to figure out how to podcast when no one's listening to podcasts, and we're all independently doing holiday stuff. So we're gonna try that this year. Sorry for the inconvenience.
I think everybody's doing holiday stuff.
Yes, sir. Well, Rob, you printed out all your little papers. Do the news.
I got some papers. Got a little bit of news. It's been a little dry out there, but that's okay. So obviously there's a preview finally this Friday at 7:30 Eastern. So be sure to, or if you're a grown ass adult and you have stuff to do on a Friday night, well then just check it all out on spikybits.com or Warhammer Community, of course. We'll have our commentary in there and breaking it all down as best we can. Late Friday into Saturday. So that'll be fun to see what all comes out. Obviously, there's going to be some sort of like in-between narrative sort of type deal heading into 11th edition. And most likely on Sunday, we'll see the teasers for the holiday Christmas boxes finally drop. And then, of course, they'll probably go on pre-order next Saturday for actual delivery on Black Friday. It's kind of been the tradition, but kind of all bets are still off with Games Workshop here lately. There's a ton of rumors out there about what we might actually see in the preview, but I mean, why even talk about it at this point? It's all going to change in like 2 days. So we're not really talk about that, I suppose. Although there is some stuff I did want to mention. So this has happened a lot in the past, and I've seen it when I've gotten information from people is a lot of times the leaks, air quotes, that come out, just keep in mind that the folks that see this stuff, whether it's at the book printers or the box makers or what have you, or the local translators in different countries, not everybody has that expert level, like lore background. So a lot of times when they see something, they might think that it's, a different character. For instance, they might think Logan Grimnar was Lehman Russ or something like that. And we've seen that happen a lot in the past. And I think that does happen sometimes because the people that see it, they can't take a picture of it. They're just like, hey, I saw this thing.
Oh
It
yeah, for
was
sure.
this guy.
And with how ball and models there are and like the creep of the scale and everything. Oh yeah,
Right.
easily could get misconstrued.
100%. And especially if Games Workshop does, eventually go from resin to plastic.
Because that new Logan Grimnar could 100% be Lehman Russ.
Right. If you didn't know the difference between Logan Grimnar and Lehman Russ, but all you knew was prop marks, that's Lehman Russ, right?
100%. That model,
especially with the two wolves next to him.
Yeah, dude, that model is slaps, dude.
Right. I mean, people like you and me would look at it and be like, no, that's Logan Grimnar. He's in Terminator armor. But somebody else would be like, that's Lehman Russ, a little bit, not as involved in the hobby. So I think there's a lot of that out there. And especially as Games Workshop continues to transition a lot of miniatures and a lot of products from one form to another, I think we're still going to see a lot of that. So it isn't necessarily that rumors are wrong or people are wrong. It's just a lot is lost in transition based on the source. So just kind of keep that in mind. We published our initial Black Friday sales post today because so many different brands out there are actually putting out sales now. And we'll continue to update it all the way through Black Friday and, of course, on Cyber Monday. We had over, I think it was closer to 70 different sales cataloged in the post by Black Friday last year. And I can't imagine that we're not going to have that many this year because, so many people out there are having sales and things. So definitely check it out. It's already loaded. I've got 3 more emails back today from brands. And I think a lot of times when I send out the email, that's the indicator to people to actually come up with a sale too. So
it's a reminder.
Yeah, it's kind of like
Rob
a reminder.
Bear,
Oh yeah,
secretly your marketing manager.
I mean, technically you should have kind of already had it together by now, but I'm not going to judge. We're all basically in this hobby space passionate amateurs, I like to say, and I think that is true for a lot of folks out there, and that's okay. I consider myself a passionate amateur as well. I did also want to mention that the Frontline Gaming portable gaming table is actually in stock now. They had a video on their Instagram of like all of them they got in and all the ones that were already to ship out on pallets to get picked up. And it's a really great table.
It's a pretty sick product. It's pretty awesome.
I was shook. If you haven't seen it, it is actually very well designed, and I'm not sure how it could be improved upon, to be honest with you. And I was really surprised, and I was very impressed with it, especially for the price point.
I was considering getting one, even though I have no use for it. I don't need it at all. I was just like, this is so cool. I want to get one just to support it.
It's a very neat thing. So if it works for you and it can be broken down very easily and stashed under a couch or a bed, definitely think about it. It's always great to support the businesses in the hobby here. I did want to mention too that if you play Grey Knights and you're looking for and you don't want to buy the $85 Grandmaster Grey Knight, there is a better solution out there.
Tell me more.
Yes, I may have poked and prodded somebody over the past month or so to create a new upgrade kit for the Dread Knight baby carrier look.
Did you have one of those for a while?
What's that?
Weren't you pushing a Grandmaster, or I mean a Nemesis Dread Knight for a while on your 3D shop?
Yeah.
I painted one.
Uh-huh.
I've got a reel pinned to my Instagram of painting one.
Yeah, it looks great. I use it in all the promo shots. But it's not a Grandmaster.
Oh.
And now there's a Grandmaster with different weapons, remember?
That's right.
Yes.
Bro,
so
let me tell you
as
something.
you can
That kit, who was that? Who's the maker?
armor mechanitus.
Yes, that's right. Now I'll tell you, like having that the 3D prints, like 'cause you sent them to me and I did that promo years ago.
Uh-huh.
I saved that like fucking 3D printed sprue that you sent me of all the stuff.
Mm-hmm.
I saved that for like a year and I used it in conversions for like a year for other things.
It's got all the weapons
Utility
really work well.
City,
Mm-hmm.
bro. Utility City.
So this is just an upgrade set. If you want to convert your plastic kit, the plastic based Dread Knight kit to a Grandmaster kit, you can just buy this because it's got all the weapons that you would need. And it's the STL is $4, of course. It's pretty good value, and it's up. We did a post on it today. You can pick it up. It's on the Cults and My Mini Factory, Art Station, whatever. We will have these in our store for sale here shortly. I imagine it's going to be not more than $40 if you're looking to pick one up, just a conversion kit itself. But yeah, I think it's a solid value, and again, it's kind of the topic of tonight, 3D upgraded parts, especially, not everybody needs a brand new $85 kit, right? Not in 2025, I don't feel like.
Not in this economy, literally.
In this economy? I don't know about that. We also redid a lot of our kind of roundup posts, best paintbrushes, best airbrushes. We split off and did a whole post on best compressors, best airbrush accessories, just kind of getting ready for the holidays, so people looking for gift ideas and stuff. So, if you're looking for ideas to give your loved ones, like, hey, buy me this, because they don't speak nerd, definitely check out all those guides we got going here. And I put a lot of them in the Black Friday post, just so it's a little bit easier on everybody to get that stuff ordered up. I personally feel like the Ultra from H&S Ultra 2024 is probably the best airbrush out there right now. But obviously there's I'm sure Kenny would tell you the Eclipse is good, and the Eclipse is good.
I haven't used the Eclipse in years.
What are you using now?
I use that Krios, the Mr. Hobby airbrush.
Oh yeah, Krios is good too.
It's like because my thing on airbrushing has always been, you need an airbrush that costs about $100.
Yep.
With a needle size, probably no smaller than a 3, no bigger than a 3.5. Anything that fits the criteria I just laid out will probably be a good airbrush.
Yeah, and I think the Ultra fits right in there too.
If you have 2 of those criteria, but you spend $30 on it, it's probably not going to be a good airbrush. If you've got the needle, the needle's a 0.2, which I don't put in my deviation for like what you need to be doing, but it's $150, it's probably a good airbrush. You know what I mean? Like, as long as you're tagging those, you know what I mean? Like, but it's really cost. And so like the Krios is like $100 on the dot, dude. And it's like, I just can't, I just like it. I use it all the time, man. And you know what air compressor I'm into right now? Is that like, I don't know. I think they're like a Chinese company, like Galleria or something like that.
Yeah, I remember you telling me about it. I wanted to get that from you so I could check it out.
They're not
and
like,
maybe put it on our list.
A lot of their stuff is like, like rip-offs of other stuff. But they have this like little digital compressor, this tiny, and it's tankless. Like but it's like a little tankless. It's a little plastic box.
Okay.
And you just set it, and it just kicks in when you need air, and it's just like it's tiny and plastic and practically fits in your pocket, dude. It's wild.
Okay.
I'm like, this is the most convenient compressor I've ever owned.
Yeah, but how long have you ran it for?
I've been running it probably like, I don't know. I haven't done an extended session like for hours and hours and hours with it. But the thing is, it just turns on when you need the air. It's just like,
it keeps the constant pressure, or
yeah. But it's mean, if I was a commission painter still, I need a tank. But
Yeah, I would think.
But it's wild, dude. I'm gonna pick up on their Black Friday sale. I'm gonna pick up 15 of them for Bourbon and Bolters.
Well, I mean, I think if you,
Nice.
I know I don't
Crazy.
have big extended painting sessions, so that seems like it would be fine,
Yeah, Recoil showed it to me first, and then they reached out to me, and I reviewed all
Mm.
their stuff, the stuff they sent me, and I was like, it's okay, it's okay, it's okay. But this compressor, I like this. I feel like a nerd, and like space is a commodity, and sound is a commodity, and it's solid, bro. But
There you go.
they're gonna be the especially for like running an event like Bourbon and Bolters, since we're gonna be doing like airbrushing there, and we need equipment because we're gonna do this
Mhm.
event multiple years in a row, and we need to store equipment. This little thing is
Mhm.
perfect. Sorry for the side railing, you guys.
No, I've been meaning to ask you about that. Send me a link to it so I can check it out.
No, it's good stuff,
I
man.
might
I'm
put it
still
on
using
the list.
I'm still using the old Chinese, like for the pores compressor.
The $75 ones we used to buy on Amazon.
with a tank, yeah. And it's
And you
like,
gotta point a fan at it.
yeah, essentially, yeah. But I
Mhm.
mean, it works, and I don't paint that much anymore, so it's like, okay.
Yeah, remember we used to have those, Rob, and like they would overheat like crazy.
You'd have to have a
They do
external
overheat
fan.
like
And yeah,
mad.
I had a floor fan just aimed at it, and it's because it's
Yeah.
pure air cold. It solved all my problems.
Yeah.
It's wild, bro.
Yeah, that was a good solution. So yeah, big previews this weekend. Everything's gonna change. This is fine. It's all fine. Maybe Christmas box set Battle Forces. It's about to get wild.
Oh yeah, Kara Quinn in chat. He says he likes the Grex compressor. I have one of those in my garage. Like I also
Yeah, the
it's
Grex one's cool.
the little tankless.
Mhm.
Like it's also good. Like the because that other Japanese one I'm using that's tankless, also from Mr. Hobby, which it's like, I can't remember the serial number on it, but everyone's like, I honestly personally think it's the best compressor on the market, but it's $350 for a little square. That its max PSI is like 18. So like
Mhm.
I can't readily endorse that as a product. Like it's not on my product list. You know what I'm saying? Like it's like I think for what I do, it's the best compressor money can buy, but like
Mhm.
buy the $75 Chinese one and put a fan on it.
Yeah, because I mean, when I hear 8, like I was on board until you said 18, and then I'm like, now I'm ghetto. I don't, but I like go at around 25 to 30.
I usually have people in my
PSI.
classes in low 20s, and this doesn't even hit
Mhm.
that.
Wow,
Right.
yeah.
So it's like
That could be a problem.
it's fine for me because I paint one model at a time now.
Hmm.
But it's no. But I mean it's so sick and it's so well made, but it's like I can't endorse it. I'm sorry.
Well, that's how it goes. But yeah, that's all I got
All right.
for this one.
Good news section. Gives us plenty of time to talk about subject matter. Let's take a quick commercial break. Well, actually, Bourbon and Bolters. That's coming up quick.
It is.
We have
Dude, it's coming up real quick.
Yeah,
I gotta
we're-
buy my plane tickets and stuff.
It's
I
that
start
time,
looking
guys.
at that.
It's
Yeah.
time to get your plane tickets sorted out. We're gonna be sending out like weekly emails. We've got we have weekly meetings about it. It's really exciting. I think now we have like 6 available rooms left. So like you got to move quick if you're looking to get in on this action
Mhm.
for, as we said, like what, January 19th. So that's my Bourbon and Bolters update. Oh, and also we should podcast from there. I've got one of those road mixers that you bring on the road with you to podcast.
Mhm.
Oh, nice.
what-
Yeah, I can bring a Yeti.
Like it has like 2 XLR slots on it, like so you can like plug 2 mics in, and
Oh,
I
dope.
think it does USBs too. I'll take a look. I messed with it a little bit. I'll take a look at it and send you the specs on it because you know more about that shit than I do.
Hmm.
I've never really used it.
But we should definitely do something live from there.
Yeah, that's what
You
I'm
know what I
saying.
mean?
So we should
For sure.
definitely do our podcast from Bourbon and Bolters with Rob.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know, like that'd be sick. And me and Haskell
We could
the
have
same way.
peanut gallery in it.
Yeah,
hanging out. I think that would be awesome.
me too.
Like
I
really, really
feel like
cool.
we'd be remiss if we didn't do it. Like,
Mm-hmm.
so that's the
It'd be a
event
lot of
update.
fun.
Commercial break, then we'll jump into the topic. And we're back. Can you play with 3D printed models in Warhammer 40K tournaments? Is the question and title of tonight's episode. We've been talking a lot about 3D printed models lately. We've been talking about like AI, all sorts of stuff, kind of like links together. And so let's do segment one, setting the scene. Mike, so let's start with the big one. Are 3D printed models actually allowed in Warhammer 40K tournaments, or are they still a gray area?
I don't know. That's my honest answer. I feel like there is definitely some conflict. The last time I ran into this particular subject was from a local game store perspective rather than a tournament perspective. But when people print their entire armies, the local game store gets zero money. And that's a problem because especially when you show up to use their space to game, right? And you're not really supporting the store. Now, if you're supporting the store another way, you know what I mean? That's fine. But but too often, and this is a same topic that was visited a decade ago when everybody was casting stuff, was recasting stuff.
Mm.
You know what I mean? It was the same topic. It's like if you want a place to play and you gotta support your local game store and they make their primary income through selling models, and then you show up with something that you printed on pennies on the dollar, that's not helping out the game store.
Yeah, you're right. It is the same subject that we ran into like a decade ago, just different accessibility equation.
Yeah. And I feel, don't get me wrong here, it's going to sound like I'm very down on 3D printing, and I'm not. But it encourages meta chasing because it is cheaper. So somebody can, especially if somebody has their own 3D printer, they can print up all kinds of stuff like very quickly. You know what I mean? For very cheap. And then like start running that army to dominate the meta.
Yeah.
Right? Because
I would say it definitely encourages it, not only from money savings. Like once you have all your setup costs and everything, yeah, it gets pretty equitable to print. But simultaneously, because you are printing and now you're invested in that, you're more like a slave to it. Like you're like, I need to do something with this product. You know what I mean? And so,
and I'm less averse to it if you're going to print it like for a centerpiece model or a critical model that you want in your army that is impossible to get because it's out of stock or something like that. So you're going to use it counts as. To me, that's valid. You know what I mean? It's like the game store is not losing any money because you weren't getting that model anyway. Like they weren't able to get it. Like they weren't allotted to get that model. You know, you see what I mean?
oh yeah. Like,
so it's like they're not losing money.
If you 3D printed a Bellacore when there was only 1,100 Bellacores in the country.
Yeah, it's like it's not.
Yeah,
it's not hurting.
That's a bit different. Yeah,
it's not hurting anyone because it's just like, well, you could just not play with Bellacore, or you could play with Bellacore. Like,
well, I mean, that was kind of the argument I made in one of my editorials. That Games Workshop, with all their shortages and FOMO, is basically, pushing people to do that to get the paywall item because, like say you want the Assault Terminators, well, you didn't get them out of the Crux Terminatus box probably because stores got 10 when they wanted 100. So
exactly.
What do? Well,
I know what I did before 3D printing.
Yeah, me too.
So segueing into this topic, right? Because I think Rob is prepared with some facts. From what you've seen, Rob, how do different events like LVO, AdeptiCon, and FLG handle 3D printed models?
So they're very much different. I think a good rule of thumb for any of them is if you have a specific 3D printed model that you want 100%, when some people see it, they're going to know, and it might be not quite the right size or something for what you're trying to do, you got to ask and you got to get it okay. But FLG or for LVO, they're basically like, hey, you can't play, you can only play with official models on stream. So if you're at the top tables, you can only play with official Games Workshop models.
Meaning, if you're in a situation where you believe you will be chasing the top 8, you are disallowed essentially from, because it's not voluntary, right? If you're in the top 8, you will be streamed, and that's part of the literature.
Right. Yeah, you're pretty much getting streamed. So keep that in mind. As far as Adepticon goes, their official model policy is that fully 3D printed models must be pre-approved by the specific tournament organizer. I think our requirement in the doubles is, hey, make sure it's the right perspectives and it's on the right base.
Yeah, we mostly don't have a problem with the doubles because we don't have to really worry about meta chasing or people trying to save $1. Like, it's really.
Now, for the actual 40K championships at Adepticon, 3D printed parts and models are not acceptable, just flat out. So
it's kind of a don't ask, don't tell policy from what I've seen.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and I mean, I think that brings up the other point. Nobody in the history of ever up to this point, and we're very far into
has been
3D
DQ'd.
printing, has been DQ'd and asked to leave an event because they played with a 3D printed model. And as a matter of fact, one of the very first Games Workshop opens, their billboard army that they are featuring for the event had 3D printed parts all over it, and I don't even think they knew. So it's very hard, I think, for everybody to, again, to have that next level knowledge of what all the miniatures are and 3D printed parts are. But then again, be responsible about it too. I think, because if you have something specific and you're going to need to get it okayed if it's like out
so
of
Rob,
tolerance.
expand on that real quick. So is GW's official policy still a hard no on 3D printing?
GW's policy at their open events is no. But again, nobody in any event has been disqualified and asked to leave because they had 3D printed miniatures. Like, this isn't a thing, because if you do that, and I think Games Workshop knows this, it can snowball very quickly into something much bigger.
We've always had, it's funny because we've always had rules, because we're old, right? Like, we're all old here. There's always been a conversion rule. There's always been like a 20% or a 30%. There's always been some version of a rule that has never been enforced. You know what I mean? But the fact that it existed made us kind of try to like work with it, right? And that's kind of, I think, all they're asking for in that capacity. Let's move on to segment 2, the hobby side of things. Haspel. Now, it says from the hobby's perspective, but I'd like to rephrase that. From your perspective, what's the biggest appeal of 3D printing?
Speed. Like, and that sounds weird, right? But it's like, I have bought a lot. I have an entire Grey Knight army. Now, you guys have seen my old ass Grey Knight army. That's all metal, right? But I have an entire other Grey Knight army that is all 3D printed.
It's all 3D printed.
Nice. All 3D
I didn't know about that. Yeah.
And they are scaled up, so they are the correct scale. Now, they are not Grey Knights. If you look at them, there's no mistaking what that army is. If you look at them, you'll go, those are Grey Knights, but they are not Grey Knights in the sense that they are not reprints of GW IP.
Yeah, they're inspired.
They are inspired. And I just love those models. But here's the thing is I didn't have to assemble them. They're all mono print.
Mono print.
Or if not, they're like 2 pieces.
Do you remember how back in the day, Mike, when we would do stuff for like Adepticon 4-man teams and stuff like that? A lot of times, because we would like bang these armies out. A lot of times, like, we would deliberately use certain shoulder pads and certain loadouts, knowing it was a time saver. Like with our airbrushing and all these things, like we would literally deliberately make choices that would speed up the painting process.
You had to.
3D printing is like that times 10.
Does that. And I'm ignorant in this fact, but I don't know of 3D printers making like 100-piece sprues.
No.
I don't think anybody's doing that.
No.
Right. And if I want to put together a model, then I'll put together a model. Right. It's like, but if I'm looking for the experience of like, hey, I just need to get this on the table so I can play, I want monoprints. I want
well, because it's not a pressure mold, right? Like it builds it.
Yeah,
so they
it
can do
builds it.
things.
And so it's very clean.
And as long as it's an experienced maker who understands models versus like 3D models, for example, like because we have a lot of people in the space who are like, maybe went into the video game worlds and they have like portfolios of dope characters. They don't understand what it takes to make a model and paint it. So sometimes you print these models out, and the scale's all impossible to paint. But when you have the ones that understand paintability, bro, you can get some wildly complex,
very, very,
models.
very good stuff. And then there's some models that I think this is like an example of where I think 3D printing is perfectly acceptable. Is let's say there were some huge Primark model like Fulgrim that looks amazing, but you can't transport that thing because it's going to absolutely get destroyed.
Oh yeah.
And you might have one of those, but you might want to play Emperor's Children and use Fulgrim. You might be able to find a comparable 3D model that is just as awesome.
Yeah, it's funny you mentioned that.
Mono print.
It's the Forge World Fulgrim versus the GW plastic Fulgrim.
Oh, is that what it is?
The Forge World one is hot, unplayable, untransportable trash.
Yeah, you can't move
and
it.
The GW, like actual 40K one, is extremely compact. And I'm like, why? I want to take this guy 2 places and show him 2 people.
And show him to people, but you cannot. Like you put that dude in a case on a plane, forget about it.
Yeah, he's 100% chance to be garbage pieces.
Yeah, it's just
resin dust when you get to your destination.
Rubble when you get to your destination. So it's like,
Rob.
So,
how far can someone go with conversions or custom bits before it becomes that's too much situation?
Oh, I mean, I think just the good rule of thumb is the base model is still the original model,
Because as far as you said, you actually just said it's been unenforced. So currently, there's no limit. But what you're saying is to be safe and not have anxiety going to an event. If it's a base model and you've added to that, you're probably going to be okay.
Yeah, I think that's always been acceptable, whether it was 3D printed.
Yeah, that's like Haspel said earlier. It's like we've been dealing with that since day one. Like, we remember back in the chapter house days and before.
Yep.
And then people started casting at home.
Yep.
Right. Like
the only time I ever saw somebody come close was at a GW event, and they were using Tau stealth suits that they had recast in clear resin, and it was dope as hell, right? And the GW people showed up and said, "You can't play with these models." And if I remember correctly, the guy had the actual stealth suits, like he had the GW stealth suit models. He was just using the resin ones on the table to show that they were stealth suits. And when the GW guys confronted him and said, "You cannot play with these models," I think he just subbed them out to the regular, but he wasn't DQ'd. They just said, "You can't use those models. Like, you can't play with those." So, I mean, I don't know.
Yeah, that's the reality. Here's one to throw at you guys. Does 3D printing models hurt or help the creativity in the hobby?
Wow, that's a good question, because I think it can hurt the creativity because it makes you lazy.
If you're trying to make something artsy, it is good. But if you're just like Haspel was saying, just trying to like get the next competitive army because the meta changed.
Yeah. And I am speaking from my perspective, where I don't know Blender or whatever programs you guys use to do 3D printing. I'm not in the 3D printing space. That's a hobby that I don't dare to get into, because with my other hobby of creating replica movie props, and 3D printing combined, I'd be lost in that wormhole forever. So I'm kind of glad I haven't I haven't stepped into there. But like from my perspective, it's like I just troll like eBay and Etsy and other
Mm-hmm.
sites for stuff that's already made, right?
Yeah.
And it's like, and again, like I reiterate, I don't have time to convert a bunch of stuff. So yes, I could buy a bunch of conversion bits and everything like that, and I 100% would do that with like weapon options, right? It's like I want my stuff to be WYSIWYG, so I'm totally going to buy 3D printed weapon options so that my stuff is WYSIWYG. But the reason I say it kind of hurts creativity is like for folks like me that are just like, I'm just going to get, instead of converting my new Grey Knight Grandmaster Dread Knight, I'm just going to buy one. You
Just
see what
buy
I
the
mean?
just buy the upgrade bits. You still got to use a plastic kit.
That's very true. That's very, very true. Is that I could just get the upgrade bits and that would be it. You
Yeah,
know, so
that's what I would
um
do. I
so
mean, I
it's like,
got
yeah.
all. That's all I did for the. I got them right here. That's all. I mean, this is a spare set, but for the Night Defender, all I got is
Mm-hmm.
like three bits. This is all. This is literally all I needed to. I have every Imperial Knight times 5. Like this is all I needed. But this is me. That's not everybody else, you know.
And I feel in the bits market, I think it's everything's fair game. Like with 3D printing. I'm
Mm-hmm.
like, yeah, GW is going to give you one meltagun. You know what I mean? When you need 6, it's like,
That's
well,
happened, yeah.
yeah, it's like, okay, then guess what? I'm not buying 6 of your box sets to get 6 meltagons. I'm not doing that. And no one's ever done that. So it's just kind of like, okay. Um, I think the 3D bits part is 100% correct. Like it's fine.
Yeah.
I want different shoulder pads. I don't know,
I think
stuff like that. That's
I
fine.
think it's really nothing they can even touch either, you know, because unless there's a copyright issue with some iconography or something.
And I remember, I don't remember what event we were at, but I remember, was it Flying Monkey getting into some trouble?
Oh, maybe.
Because he had some shoulder pads that were a little bit too close to the actual.
Oh, I
Maybe I'm
see what you're
getting the
saying.
name wrong.
Yeah,
No,
it just
I'm
depends on
totally
what.
getting the name wrong because Flying Monkey is a tournament, not a,
Right.
I don't remember. Man, I'm sorry.
There's
It's all
so
gone.
there's so much out there, man. It's hard to keep
It's
track of it all.
all gone. Um, yeah. Pop goes the monkey. I knew there was a monkey. There was a monkey.
I knew there was a monkey. We got away with it too if it wasn't for them damn meddling kids.
There was a
Yeah,
monkey involved.
they did have some concerns with some of his stuff at one point.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think it went very far.
No, no, but I do remember being at an event where they made him remove a bunch of stuff he had for sale.
Mm, that's
Because
unfortunate.
it was too similar or too close or whatever. But I'm just like, I don't know. It's like
Well, a lot of that. We'll see what happens with this whole Gamek case. There's definitely 2 solid sides to that story.
mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
It's gonna be very interesting to watch, especially because it's in Italy and that the laws over there are smidge different as far as like how they can approach it.
Yeah. So for those of you listening, Kenny had to step away for a second, so I get to ask a weird question that has nothing to do with 3D printing. It has more to do with like tinfoil hat conspiracies. Rob, what have you heard about this 500 worlds Necron invading Ultramar thing?
I mean, there's always going to be some sort of narrative, like because we're out of codexes, right? So they got to do something to get us from now to 11th edition. Um, So, I mean, there's going to be some sort of narrative. There's going to be some sort of box set bundle offerings, which could be that Necron Battalion combat patrol size box.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
I'm just here for, like,
eh,
Necron drama with Gulliman and stuff. That
I mean, it'll be interesting to see what if there's actual substance to it, I suppose.
mm-hmm.
If it's worth picking up, if we get a new Primarch back, it's always very exciting as they advance the storyline and stuff. I just, I've it's hard for me to get excited about the stuff they're doing because it's just very, especially lately, it's just so, to me, it just seems really, and this is my opinion, it just
Mm-hmm.
seems very low effort compared to what they've done in the past. And you can tell, like, they don't have the same planning and the same, like, talent pool to draw from, so to speak, and I think that's just indicative of a lot of companies now in this space. And I know a lot of folks don't like how I ruin and I'm a little too real about the escapism for the hobby, but that's just how I am. I'm I'm a Sagittarius. That's gonna happen, y'all. It's that's just who I am, and I'm not changing. So if you want to get the real scoop, hey, come to Spiky Bits, and I'll shoot you straight. But um, I think it'll be neat. I'll read up on it and see what's what. But I personally will not get excited about it. It'd be cool if we get a bunch of bundle boxes like we did with the boarding actions and stuff, and um, maybe some new characters and things. But it's just for me again, it when I'm so close and in the trenches and talking to all these stores and all these accounts and all these people that their livelihood literally revolves around their ability to get an adequate amount of product to Games Workshop to sell, to sustain themselves, to pay their employees, and they just can't, and they haven't been able to for a number of years. It's difficult for me to get excited about their product offerings. Now,
Mm-hmm.
I'll evaluate them and I'll put them out there and I'll give everybody their options, and I'll tell you, I'll be like, hey, this is a great value in GW money, but good luck finding it. And I've heard through the years it's just multiple stores just getting out of it. They don't need $20,000 to $50,000 of stuff that's not turning because they didn't get enough of the most recent thing to sell on, to the folks, and they're just going to put the money into something else, or just close up. And
Mm-hmm.
but we're gonna know more on Friday for sure, as far as that goes. But
Yeah, it just got my attention because I was like, one of my armies that's still around that hasn't been legended is Necrons. So it's like, okay, well, what are they up to? And then when I heard this whole 500 worlds thing, I was like, oh, this is
yeah,
sounding
I mean, they
spicy.
might be rolling in the Ultramar. I did try to match that font because I know all the fonts they use, and
Mhm.
like I have examples of it, and I have them all in Photoshop, and I tried the ones that it would be to see if it was real or if it was like AI generated. Um, and I wasn't able to get that. I wasn't able to recreate that.
Mhm.
So I'm not really sure what font that is, to be honest with you, or if they're using a new font. But the rest of it seemed like a legit like image as far as that goes, but it's still hard to say.
Yeah. Yeah.
I
Oh.
think GW they kind of have like an uphill battle because it's so easy now if you know what you're doing. And like, I don't know if you saw this leak about this berserk. They called it the berserker surgeon, but that's not a real thing. It's um and somebody, I don't think it's real for a number of reasons. They did a very poor AI job creating a box set and um, to look like the butcher surgeon and using a rumor engine bit and cobbled together some other shit and used a World Eater's character box as the template. And I've already created 11th edition core rulebook using AI. It looks very legitimate, like shockingly legitimate. And it's in a post, like you can find it on the site. And I'm just waiting until somebody like finds that and starts spreading around the internet like it's real. Because I didn't say, I just put it in the article. I didn't say anything about it. But there's some stuff in there that you can tell it's not real. And but it is, if you know what you're doing, it's very easy to make this stuff now. That's passes the couple of first glances, but ultimately, you know, you can kind of tell once you start digging into it, it's not real. But Games Workshop has they're in an interesting position, because if something comes out that looks so good, and we haven't seen it yet, they would have to refute it. They would have to be like, oh, this is like scrap code or something, right? And come out and refute it. And a lot of times, if it's too close to getting revealed that it is a leak, or to getting the official teaser and it is a leak, they come out with it already. You know, we've heard that from people that used to work there. So they're just kind of in this weird spot overall, because it's only going to be a matter of time before we start seeing stuff that looks very legitimate on a very regular basis, but is not.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
It's an interesting time.
And Colonel Sanders Light, yeah, appreciate your comment there from YouTube, but yeah, like honestly, like I don't think we care. It's like this is a different vibe of, if you haven't been around. it's like we're definitely not going to be like YouTube, like I don't know what you call it, influencers or whatever. We're just
that's kind of not our thing. We don't fit into the algorithm, and
we just guys talking about 40K. That's it.
Yeah, so, we're not the talking heads in your
but
YouTube
you're not
shorts.
Wrong. You're absolutely not wrong. That was valid advice. So
what I didn't see it. Actually, I don't even have
he was
the link
just
to
like
comments.
saying that we spent too much time like discussing whether or not we were going to take December off or whatever when our next live cast was going to be. And it was not good content, but I'm like, whatever.
Huh. Well, that's your opinion, bro.
That's just like your opinion, man. I don't know what happened to Kenny. I'm going to put money down on Abducted by Aliens.
That seems fair. I could see it.
Yeah. Or because he's in Florida, alligator in the driveway.
keep going. Be right back. All right.
Yeah, keep going. Be right back. Alligator in the driveway. That's the part he didn't have time to type.
Yeah, how do you abbreviate that? I don't feel like you do.
It's just like that. It's 100% an alligator, or like 20 iguanas that were like partially frozen that have now thawed out.
What are those? What are those things that? Is that what's always what's in the trees there? Everybody's always worried about.
Iguanas.
Is that them? Okay.
Yeah, it gets cold and they go dormant, and then when it gets hot, they just like come back and just
they fall. They just fall on you. Just get taken out by an iguana. Let's see. I gotta go look at these comments.
Oh, nice. Yeah. So Deceptive Cobra said, as an XGW worker, he honestly thinks that people wanting to use their own 3D STL models to make their chapter or army stand out is amazing and shows passion for the game. I agree. Yeah, It's like I just worry that, like, my main concern is that if folks using entire 3D printed armies, right, not just one or two pieces, but the entire army, that kind of humps people. That hurts. That hurts the industry as a whole. It hurts the The FLGS. So that's where I'm against it, is if you're gonna like 3D print your entire force. But if you're 3D printing a tank or a counts as model or something that you couldn't get, and when I say something you couldn't get, I mean like a counts as model to represent a GW model you couldn't get, not a 3D printed GW IP model. Do you see what I mean? Like I think there's a distinction there. Is that I couldn't get Fulgrim, right? And I wanted him, but I'm gonna find a 3D printer or an STL file that is the actual Fulgrim model and print that. I think that's off limits. But if you go, hey, I couldn't get the Fulgrim model I wanted because, stores were allotted 2 of them, or Bellacore is a better example, right? But I have a 3D modded model that's really cool that I will use to count as Bellacore. I think that's legit. But not a, hey, this is a 1-for-1 Bellacore GW model that I just 3D printed.
Yeah, that's pretty much a crime.
Yeah.
I made it back. So, chat, based on what I'm reading in the chat, it sounds like you guys went off topic for a few minutes.
No, we did not.
So
I was taking bets whether you. A catastrophe. I was betting on an alligator in the driveway.
Yeah, or iguanas.
Or frozen iguanas.
Mm-hmm.
No, we had I don't know, maybe Rob has expertise on this, but we had a cat who's peed on a bed, cleaned it, and I wants to pee on that bed is anytime he gets in a chance to.
Oh no.
You got to use that enzyme stuff.
Send me a link.
Okay.
So catastrophe in process of being negotiated. But let's jump into our Q&As that I took earlier from tonight on the subject. And the question that I put in there was, do you think 3D printed models should be allowed in competitive events? And then some people answered that question. So right out the gate, Kara Quinn says, I don't care about 3D prints either way, as long as I know what they're supposed to be. I use bits, but not full figures myself. GW doesn't care either based on my US Open experience, contrary to urban gaming myth. So, which we kind of touched on too, right?
Mm-hmm.
Gravity's a Theory said, about 20% of my army at Nova Narrative was printed and it was allowed by staff.
Well, there you go.
John Patrick says, if you have like a 3D printed character or centerpiece in your army, that's fine. But if you 3D print your whole damn army, that shouldn't fly at a tournament.
Agreed.
Echoing a lot of the things we talked about.
Yeah, and the caveat on that is at a tournament.
Yeah.
You're in your own basement or whatever, do whatever you want.
For sure.
Facts. Jeffrey B. White said, given that 3D scanners are a thing and improving rapidly and AI assisted STL generators from photos, how can 3D prints even be identified after being converted, painted, and so on? These are 3D prints of GW models as copies. Soon impossible to tell the difference and easily reproduced at home. This is
okay.
It's getting closer.
First of all, I didn't know AI could do that.
Oh yeah.
So I'm on team John Connor.
It's a good tool. It's not a standalone, that's for sure. Yeah.
Dude, that's frightening on a number of different levels, that it can look at a photo and generate an STL file.
Yeah, like AI, I mean, you have to do some stuff, but like AI assisted generators are improving rapidly, and 3D scanners are a thing.
Yeah, that's not okay. That's really worrisome. Because I mean, I'm thinking beyond just gaming. It's like, I don't know, man. You could spend a lot of R&D coming up with a patent or whatever, and somebody gets a picture of it.
Yeah.
And they could reverse engineer that shit and like.
Well, I mean, that's funny because there's a whole side quest to patents where like some companies have like some tech that is proprietary that they don't patent because they don't want people to be able to go to the patent office and get enough intel to come up with their own version of it that's patent friendly. You know what I mean? Like that's not, but like,
Wow.
so like there's a lot of secrets of the trade that are that can be exposed by this technology.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Last one is Meticulous Chaos is allowed in competitive events. Yes. Understanding it will never be allowed at GW events, which contrary to something Rob mentioned earlier. To date, we have no information about anyone being DQ'd ever from a GW event while having photographic evidence of 3D prints at GW events.
Mm-hmm.
So, but it's interesting to see the Q&As all kind of reflect a similar thought process on the matter. And I think that's why it's ultimately okay. Because I think most people, with the exception of some outliers, right? Like we tend to quote the exception as the norm a lot, right? Well, the famous Custodes 3D print garbage from years ago,
Yes.
That's different.
I mean, that's the exception. The norm is mostly how people just answer that question here, where most people are like, yeah, some things, some conversions, some add-ons, a centerpiece, as long as I know what the things are, it's kind of how it's always been. So like, as we've always said on the show, if whatever you're converting is if your primary motivation is still like it needs to look badass, you're probably fine.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Like if it looks badass, you're probably fine. If it looks janky as shit because you're just trying to save a buck and go super fast, and that's always your prime motivation, and it's also reflected in your hobbying on the product, that's where you're gonna get some people irritated with you.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and I think traditionally most events, they just want they want asses in seats, so to speak, right? So they're, as long as it's respectable, and anything that might be a little sus gets okayed ahead of time. I don't think there's going to be a problem personally, but always, clear that with the TOs and such.
Facts. Always your best bet.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Well, we stayed mostly on track.
I sent you the link for that product.
Thank you. I appreciate that. And anybody else who has tips and tricks to avoid cat-based catastrophes, feel free to hit me up on Instagram. But Haspel, you got something to take us out on?
I'm going to give you a choice. You put these glasses on or start eating that trash can.
Oh, I know what that is. It's what is it? They Live?
They Live.
One of my favorite movies of all time. I think Haspel could agree with me on this. Greatest fight scene in the movie history.
One of the best fight scenes in movie history. That is so phenomenal because after, like immediately after that fight scene, they're like, "Oh, okay. Like I see what you're talking about."
It's like trial by champion. I win.
I win. Put these glasses. Oh, damn. Okay, I see what you mean now.
That movie is so good. I mean, like the B plot, like that's happening, like because like obviously it's genius. Right?
Oh yeah.
The glasses reveal the subliminal marketing, right? Like that's genius. But like the whole B plot of the movie is like a Dust Bowl, like Grapes of Wrath. Like he's a wandering hobo going from town to town because you can't afford. There's no work in the rural parts of America anymore, and you can't afford to live in cities. And so he's like drift. I mean, it's literally. Like it is
very Grapes of Wrath. Yeah, it is very like that.
And he's living in a homeless camp, dude.
Yeah, John Carpenter is a genius. Yeah. He's a genius.
Rob, take us out of
here. So that's it for this one, everybody. Thanks for watching. Make sure to head on over to thelongwar.net for exclusive content, early access videos, and more. Become a veteran of Long War today.
Let's set up some raids. On a side note, too, I put Roddy Piper and like. I rank him highly in wrestling. I actually watched a podcast interview with CM Punk, and he's a huge wrestler. If you didn't know that, he's wildly popular.
No, I didn't know.
But he's known also for being like a massive like pro wrestling history buff, while also being one of the most famous wrestlers in the last like 15, 20 years. And they asked him like, put together your top 10. He's like, that's a tough question, and like he had Roddy Piper on it, and like 3 answers.
Oh yeah.
So I was like, that's respect.
He was solid, man. He was really good. And it's like, of course, when I was watching him, I thought it was real. I didn't realize how good how good performers those guys were.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like I bought into the whole thing. I was like, I don't know. I was in like Roddy Piper era. Damn, I was like in the
mid 80s.
Yeah, I was like in 8th or 9th
It's
grade.
dope because like wrestling wasn't that tight yet. It was a lot of it was almost exclusively mic work.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? And he was so good.
He was really good.
He was so good. All right, I'm setting up my raid to battle ready right now. Thank you guys for tuning in. See you guys next week. I'll have this thing edited out for the drive. Rob, were you mad about my AI assisted thumbnail last week?
No, I mean it had real pictures in it.
I worked on it. I used it. I used AI to assist me.
Yeah, there you go. Wait, who are we rating?
Barely battle ready.
That's
they are on. I'm just
a slippery slope, Kenny.
Yeah.
It is. It
You're
sure
using
is.
AI to assist you, and then one week and the next week you're trying to convince somebody. You're like, that's all they do.
I'm an AI artist.
I know.
Okay? I'm an AI artist.
Reese, Kyle, DN38416 on the 132nd under Connor.
Yeah, you're right. I see where
That's
you're
how
going.
it ends.
I see where you're going with it.
Yeah. Spoiler alert: he was not human.
Okay, raid deployed on my end.
Yeah, I got it. I got it in there too.
Anyone